Ordinals, Bitcoin Ordinal airdrops, as we are in airdrop meta across all chains. Specifically, Bitcoin Ordinals is beginning a lot of traction on that area. We're going to be discussing Quantum Cat's delay. I'm sure Witters are going to have a lot to say about that. Team Dad. That's my team. I have a lot to say about it too, but we're going to get into that in a little bit. The show is on X and on YouTube. Feel free to hop on chat either, and we could pull it up as we're going. Be sure to give us a like, a share, all those things. It's also brought to you by Ninja Alerts, who, by the way, is hiring. Let me pull up the post real quick with Trevor. I just pulled it down to get with you the exact position. So we're looking for a creative game writer or narrative designer who's into Bitcoin or NFTs. So share that with a friend, or if you are that friend, send us an application. Pizza Ninjas are hiring. Keep that in your mind. With all that being said, how's it going today, Witters?
It's going. It's been a little bit of a whirlwind, but yeah, it's a pretty good day so far. How are you?
Same. Yeah, definitely been a whirlwind. Just the space is just so rapid. You know, you take like, well, I haven't taken off, but that's the problem. It's like I want to like do things like casually, and then you're like missing out on a lot that's going on, and it almost like requires like every bit of your attention, specifically in this like airdrop meta right now, because I feel like there's always something you could be doing. And so I'm trying to do all those things.
Yeah, the airdrop meta, I personally love. I love when my wallet just magically has things dropped in it. That's like super fun.
Did you
And
get R6?
I did, yes.
Okay.
I
How
got
many? Or do you care? Do you mind sharing?
how many?
Yeah. You don't have to say it if you're not comfortable.
Amount.
Okay. I know you got, I'm sure you got more than one, because I know you have several OMBs, and that was one of the allocated communities. Did they ever just find out like specific? I know like OMBs, Bitcoin Frogs, like some of the OGs. Was there ever like if you own this project, you got it, or was it kind of like you like a raffle? Do you know exactly? Like, did they ever find out that distribution? Like, did every OMB get one that you know?
That I'm aware of. Everyone got at least 2 per OMB, and then yeah. So I don't know exactly which collections were dropped it, and then I think some people just got it just dropped just for the heck of it, I guess. Whoever you are, thank you.
I'm gonna pull up what we're talking about, because this is streamed on X and YouTube, and there might be people on YouTube that are like, "What the heck is an RSIC?" Whereas like everybody on X like probably knows by now. But just to kind of give you an idea, these RSICs highly speculated, so much going around them. They're currently at a 0.05 Bitcoin floor price. Let me know if there's any kind of sound problems, Witters. I know sometimes when I share my screen. But yeah, a 0.05 floor right now. Here's the RSIC meta protocol, and there is 21,000 items. Okay, 0.057, which is like $2,400-ish dollars. And these were a free airdrop for like holding some OG collections.
It's wild.
So next question, are yours like trigger? Like, are you mining them? Are you just holding, or did you already flip?
So, okay, I've flipped, I've activated, I've done a few different things. So the last that I like had listed was like 0.03. So I had no idea that it had gone up that much. So that's cool, but at the same time, maybe I'll just kind of like DCA in until so it goes
DCA
live
in? Like you're gonna buy more?
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
Or just like DCA in general. So like list some and then buy some more, like, and just kind of like make it a thing to do as April approaches, because if I'm not mistaken, that's when, the Runes protocol goes live, or the Halvening. And then afterwards, I guess that's when, is that right or no?
Yeah, it's around that time is April.
Okay, yeah. So I'll just like keep watching it, and I have a set that I'm okay with trading, and then the other set I'll just kind of mine.
I would have paper handed so quick, Witters. I think if I got like several airdropped, I would have probably sold between 0.03 and maybe like 0.045. I would have probably held one as like a moon, which probably isn't the right thing. Like I see a ton of hype on my timeline, like from people I trust. There's no way these deserve to be below 0.2. These are heading, and they could very well be right. I have no idea. I'm just a paper hand, especially with things that like I don't like know inside and out, and there's just so much like mystery around these R6.
What's crazy too, so in one of my wallets, it was actually a ledger that I was dropped it, and I had it in Ledger Live because sometimes I make mistakes. We all do. And I had 2 OMBs in Ledger Live. I had 5 R6 in Ledger Live. And so I had to get them out, or else, like, if you're not familiar, if you send anything to Ledger Live, you could spend your ordinals as, because it just sees it as sats, right? So I got it out. I got the OMBs out, and with no problem whatsoever. And the last RSIC that I moved, I spent accidentally, because the change. So essentially, with UTXOs, you have, for most ordinals, it's like 10,000 sats that come with your ordinal. And so whoever dropped it like knew this. And so the max in order to move it was like 600 sats. Well, the RSIC was only 555. And so I couldn't move it without topping it off with some more sats to like within like your UTXO management or like whatever. Well, when I get to the end, it instead of, so like you have, I won't go into like the nitty gritty of Sparrow, but if you don't have the correct order, then you'll spend the sat. Maybe it has the ordinal on it, maybe it doesn't. You just kind of have to look for those ranges. Well, I got cocky at the end because I was like, oh, I've done all these. Like, I'm so good at this. Nope. I
Oh
spin it.
my gosh. So,
Yeah.
man, what
Whoopsie.
makes you like, I guess anybody, like, why use Sparrow for ordinals, like with that risk? I guess is it just because like the confidence that you're not going to make a mistake, or like I guess for just in general, like Xverse would prevent this, right? Like the
Yeah.
separation.
Absolutely. Yeah. So with Xverse, they actually recognize the ordinal as opposed to just like being an inscribed Satoshi. And so with UTXO management, and specifically to get it out of Ledger Live, never send an ordinal to Ledger Live, because if you spend anything out of that, it could be in any order, because it's not really like first come, first out, like that kind of thing. It will spend your ordinal. So in most cases, just for simplicity, just use Xverse. Like, don't
Yeah.
use anything else,
So
because you can like connect your Xverse with your ledger, and everything is completely fine.
yeah, I was about to say there is a way like you can connect your Xverse and Ledger. Just I have heard specifically not through Ledger Live, so that's
Yeah.
interesting. God, I'm sorry. What is thing? That's
It's okay.
scary.
I got cocky, and hi, Rocky. Sorry,
Hey
Rocky.
Rocky, how's it going today? Yeah, you guys feel free to hop in chat, hop in the conversation. If you're just hopping in, we're talking about Bitcoin Ordinal airdrops, talking about Witter's piles and piles of R6. She had so many, she just didn't know what to do with them. And oh yeah, I'll think Bitcoin Ordinals, and of course we're gonna get on Quantum Cats later. Yeah, the R6. So the I should know this, Witters, but it's again, there's just so much going on. It's like a competition to like get on that first block, because that's like when the Runes protocol is going to be released, right? Like that first block of the Bitcoin halving. So is it like if RSIC gets there, they're the first rune token, or if Leonidas, we'll get into that in a bit, he gets there, they're the first, or so on and so on. Is that kind of how it goes? And also, what's up, Chris D, a fellow ninja holder? Also, Chris, feel free to join us on these Bitcoin Ordinals banter every Tuesday at 6:30 Eastern time.
Hell yeah. Yeah, come on. I think everybody gets a little bit shy when it comes to video content. But so to my understanding, this is like a huge debate too, because like you could, I guess, technically spend like 2 Bitcoin in order to like get the first like block, or, and I think, and Charlie would be a much better person to answer this, but there I go again with my thumbs up. The video just like loves the
Yeah, I don't know.
gesture.
It likes females more. It's like it's definitely a sexist type thing because it
It
doesn't
definitely
detect
is.
anything I do.
But so like that's one half of the debate, and then the other half is that it is like completely in order, like whoever did it first is it, and so on and so forth. Then that's the order that it goes. So I'm not sure. That's a definitely a CB Spears question.
Yeah, hopefully he comes back on soon, him or Billy. It's been a couple of weeks, but yeah, Witters and I holding down the fort right now. So moving on from R6, are you I'm sure you are, but have you checked like eligibility for Leonidas's airdrop, the runes drop?
So no, I haven't checked. Maybe like share that link with me. I haven't. I honestly didn't know, and I love Leonidas. Like I've been a big Leonidas fan for ever since like CryptoPunks. I mean, not CryptoPunks, but
Crypto Skulls.
Crypto Skulls. Yeah.
Yeah, you'll be eligible, Witters. It's literally all you had to do is hold 3 ordinals at a certain point, and it wasn't like that long ago. I don't remember the exact block, but I mean, I had a lot of ordinals qualify that I just bought within the last few months.
Oh, sweet. Yeah. No, that'd be sick. And so what's his thing?
It's called Runestone. Here, I'm working with this one screen. I'm just making sure that you guys can see everything. Let me pull down this chat real quick, and we'll look at this. So it's going to be another airdrop. There's going to be 113,376 ordinal addresses that are eligible for 1 runestone. Doesn't matter if you had 1,000 inscriptions or if you had inscriptions, you're getting the same amount. And that's why he was calling it a fair drop. You can go check on the LG rune cache. You don't have to connect. I'm pretty sure that this is just like a type in your wallet address. Yeah, look, I'll share this too. It's just like a type in your wallet address to like make sure. I mean, I could, if you had one that you wouldn't care is on screen, I could do it right now. But if not, I mean, that's fine. So it basically held 3 inscriptions, excludes inscriptions whose file starts with text plain, application JSON, for example, text plain, blah, 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 includes curse inscriptions that are indexed. So I think even my my cyborg punks counted towards this too, but I only have 1 wallet eligible because I didn't have a lot of wallets in Ordinals, but yeah, so there's that. And then the updated information he literally just posted earlier today, which was just like, basically, if you're eligible, get ready. It'll be automatic, be airdropped 1 runestone for inscription for free. If your address is on the list, congrats, welcome to Runestone. And then they have a Discord, so make sure Discord.
Nice. I can't wait.
Yeah,
And so
I like free stuff.
Yeah, no, I feel like that is such a good meta to just be an ordinal enjoyer or any kind of, I mean, this could go across chain, right? So having and we need to talk about, I guess, like Jupe as well. But
Jupe.
Jupe, so like I love not having to like click any buttons and just get stuff, you know? Like that essentially would be
Yeah,
the best course of action if you are participating in
I know.
Web3.
It just drops, so you don't have to think about it. Do you care if I share this address? Like I can check it for you on screen.
Yeah. No, you can go ahead.
Okay, I'll go ahead and do that. That way people see an example. So I'm going to share this tab and literally, yeah, just type in your address, search it. Congratulations, your wallet qualifies for original airdrop because it held 4 inscriptions up 826600. So that wallet you sent me is qualified, just barely though, Witters.
I know.
You crossed over. I'm assuming that's like one of your like 20
Yeah.
that you sent me, but it does qualify. So congrats on that. And that's how it
Yeah,
looks.
that's my well, I won't tell you which wallet that is, but that's definitely one of them.
Somebody said, if I'm a Ninja holder, does that mean I am eligible for the airdrop? So this is literally called airdrop. So it's not like any communities that are like getting an allocation that I'm aware of. It's no, I mean, I am aware of that. There's no communities getting an allocation. It's if you had 3 inscriptions before a certain time. Now, whether ninjas will be included in other airdrops or not, that's a different story that I'm not sure if I should, talk about right now. I just know that like, Karma's coming out. I don't know for sure we'll have an allocation or not, but we were trying to get in there. We were like publicly, because they were like listing some communities and we're like, yo, don't forget about the ninjas. So yeah, I'm sure it'll be fine. But yeah, I like airdrops. Witters. Jupe is coming out. I just made a video actually on, me and you both come from ETH as well. And I just made a video because Jupe is dropping tomorrow. I had a wallet that was eligible. I mean, I'm getting like barely any, but it's still some. Magic Eden. Okay, so this is actually has to do with Bitcoin Ordinals too. Magic Eden is having their NFT airdrop. Like literally, it's called like the ticker is NFT, but it's a cross-platform airdrop, which means that just unlocks like a ton of liquidity, and it will also reward trading Bitcoin Ordinals. So if you're trading a Bitcoin Ordinals on Magic Eden, shout out to our launchpad with ninjas, then you will also be qualified for this Magic Eden airdrop. Now, I don't think they've came out with the details as far as the cross-chain support. More so right now, it's kind of like how to do Solana, like specifically. But that's just something to keep in mind. Like the Bitcoin Ordinals is very much farming city right now with different airdrops coming up.
I cannot freaking wait. Like, I love that Magic Eden is doing like whoever is on OpenSea's, like, I guess they're like I think it's like one person at this point, right? Um, they're just dropping the ball, and Magic Eden is running with it, and
Yeah.
they are doing such a good job. Just like through all, being like multiple chain curious. It makes it super easy, and I'm absolutely in love with Magic Eden and everything that they're doing, especially with their rewards and like the diamonds. And I know, like, I did ask multiple times, like when the ordinals trading would be included with that, and they're like they're I mean, they have just like a running ledger, so they know the people that are participating, so it won't matter like in the short term because they'll just go back and retroactively add you in the rewards. But it's just so sick. I love seeing that and being rewarded for such a good trader that I am.
I love it. Guys, if you're watching right now, be sure to support by liking, sharing, doing all those things on YouTube or Twitter, wherever you're coming from. We have a lot more to discuss, a lot more alpha, like specifically, I'm about to mention another airdrop that you can be farming for right now. And also just something insane that I've really been thinking about a lot recently. And then we're still going to talk about quantum cats as well. There was a delay, but there's a lot of things going around quantum cats since our last episode last Tuesday that I'd like to discuss. So another airdrop opportunity for Ordinals is Liquidium, in my opinion. Like the points. Have you used Liquidium, Witters?
Okay, well, I would love. Okay, number one, I met Robin in Amsterdam. Telegram, like, got Robin's Telegram, had a brief conversation, sent me the raise link. So like anybody could contribute to the Liquidium's raise. One thing after. What's happening? You're good. Okay. Are you laughing or are you coughing?
I like took one sip of water. They just sent me. I was like, I feel so bad for like choking while she's explaining this, but I'm
You
good.
should.
I was just gonna explain what was going on behind the mic.
Yeah. So then the race happens and I completely miss it. Like I'm drawing, I'm painting somewhere. Like I think it was actually like while I was in Miami. Completely miss it. And that was the alpha. Like that was like hands down the alpha. Now you can like exactly what you were saying, and Manny was explaining it to me, but like just participating on Liquidium, earning those points, and then it'll just like gigasend. Essentially, is we all hope, you know. So
Yeah.
That's one thing that I fumbled pretty hard. I would have loved to be part of that raise. And Liquidium, I mean, I know a few of the people that participated in the raise, and it's heavy hitters. Like it's not anybody to, you know.
Yeah, I mean, Bitcoin Frontier Fund, the fund that I work for, that's Trevor's fund. We were an investor in Liquidium, and Bitcoin Frontier Fund has been super early to like some major companies, Alex Labs. There's a ton of them. I'm on the spot right now. That was the first one that came to my head. But if you're not using Liquidium, if you're not using like NFTFi, like I just started using it recently, and it's a superpower. Like it really is. I mean, you could take your NFT as collateral and get instant liquidity. So what I did is last week I took out a loan against one of my ninjas, and I immediately got half the mint price of Quantum Cats. So I was like, yeah, I'll just use this to mint Quantum Cats, So I got half of it, and you only pay the rates are like 2.85% interest rate. Not tax advice, but I am like 99% positive you don't get taxed on loans. So this like blew my mind when I like discovered this concept, because this isn't like a new thing. It's just I've never like been wealthy enough to understand it, because in like traditional finance, that's like one of the reasons, like fine art and stuff, like people taking out loans, like and using fine art as collateral, like you never have to sell whatever, or it's more beneficial to take out a loan against it in some cases than it is to actually sell it because of tax implications. And so understanding this, and then also understood the power of borrowing, and then the power of lending as well. While lending has a little less benefits besides like the passive income and the possibility of default, basically like one of the best ways I heard it explained was like lend to own, which is essentially like if the ratio that you're lending at, like you could see yourself buying that item below a certain price, you might as well just lend for it anyways. Like if you're looking at OMB at 0.5 and you're lending at like 0.3, and you're like, well, if OMB goes to 0.3 and they default, I would buy it at that price anyways. You might as well lend it, because like, if you're already like a buyer for it. So it's kind of like if you understand what you're borrowing against and you understand what you're lending for, it's a superpower, and you're farming an airdrop while doing it. So yeah, I mean, I was confident enough to put my ninja up for collateral, and I feel super good about it.
And to like being a loan shark, right? Putting out like if something feels topish, right? And they had like a large I don't know, like an announcement, or like I don't insert whatever reason why you think that it's topish. Then you go and be the loan right? So you put up the liquid for people to borrow against. There's like you get so like each side has its risks, but like the return on that is it's just something, well, A, that I don't really understand, but B, it it's that just like what you said, it's that passive income, or like the passive trading that you don't really have to do that much, and providing liquidity. It's just like providing in like a liquidity pool, right? So you get for the number that you put up, you get like, I don't think equity's the right word. There's a term that I don't know, but you get you get a percentage back. So if you're just sitting on liquid and it's something that you're comfortable with doing, you get, and I'm pretty sure you get more like of the token or like the farming tokens. Um, you get more of those if you're providing the liquidity. So something to think about.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, and when you're providing liquidity, the main thing is like you want to make sure that you're not lending against an NFT that's like or an ordinal that's like going down a lot in value, because then essentially you're over lending and you have to not default, but like you basically overpaid for the NFT. That's pretty much what it boils down to.
The
Um,
safest thing I think would be like doing it with OMBs because they don't move in price. There's not like a huge swing in that, especially not daily. So that's something to think about. But don't be like
yeah, so
loaning out your OMBs. That's dumb.
sure. I mean, if you're gonna pay it back, it's cool. Like what you could do in this situation, not financial advice at all. I'm thinking of something pretty ridiculous actually, but like let's say you have a couple OMBs, okay, like 0.5. I don't know what the ratio is, but like let's say you can get like half of that value. What is half of 0.5 right now? Like, I mean, that's well over
It's like 10,000.
10,000.
Yeah.
Okay, so like let's say you got like three of them, you could take out a loan against all three and have 30,000 liquid. And like let's say you had like more Quantum Cats whitelist than like for some reason you got like two or three off of raffles or whatever, but you don't feel like moving around money to mint that. It's like, well, if you want to flip a Quantum Cats, if you think that it's going to go over floor, you take out that bigger loan, mint a couple of Quantum Cats with that loan, flip them if you're confident in it, and then pay it back. And of course, I know you're a Quantum Cat top dog, so I'm not suggesting people flip these on you, Witters, but you know the game, you know how it works, especially if you got a few. So yeah, I don't know. Like it's just, I heard this is the last thing I'll say, and I'll get off this NFT fi stuff. I know like one of the punk holders has like over 10 punks, and he has not sold these like nine, or he hasn't sold them like since he had them, but he's notorious for taking out loans against them every single year. And if you think about it, like let's say punks are $100,000. I know they're like 70 or whatever, but like let's assume they're 100 just for like sake of like numbers. If you sell that and you're taxed, again, not tax advice, but if you're taxed at like 30%, whatever the capital gains, even if it's 20%, and then you have to eat that $20,000 because the tax or $30,000, or you can take out a loan, and by the time you pay back interest or whatever, when you take out the loan, you get like 70 to 80% of the value. You might as well just take out the loan. And worst case scenario, if you default on the loan, you're not paying taxes on that default. So it's kind of like, I don't know. I feel like again, I'm just saying for somebody else's experience. I'm not saying this is tax advice or whatever. It's just some of these things just clicked for me. I mean, this is what like banks were doing with fine art for years. And this is like what like people have been doing for years. But as like a pretty like normal person, my only like loaned and collateral experience has been like houses and cars or whatever. So it's like, it's been a little different for me because I actually don't want to lose that collateral. Whereas like in this set of finance, it's like, it's not that you're okay with losing the collateral, but you're kind of like weighing out the odds of like, if you lose the collateral, you're not losing your house. You're like, oh, I'm losing this asset. And it's just like, once that clicked for me, I was like, man, that's crazy. Like, I can't like, I don't know. Like, I feel like nerding out over this stuff, but specifically the fact that you can do this on Bitcoin, like native Bitcoin, like just like pull out a bit. It took me 5 minutes, Witters. Like, I mean, maybe a little longer than that, but like however long it took, it was a couple minutes basically to put my Ninja up for collateral, take out a $2,000 loan, and have $2,000 worth of Bitcoin sitting in my wallet.
Yeah, no, I mean, it really solves a problem, especially with hype mints like Quantum Cats or, insert project. It gives you that liquidity. What is wild to me is like, I mean, the Bitcoin just like ecosystem, like within Ordinals, it almost feels like it's up only, and it has been for a hot minute. And like you don't see just like things going to absolutely zero. I mean, they can't because one Satoshi is, it's like $4.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
yeah, they can go to $4.
Yeah. So, like that, I mean, that's bullish, but I don't know, man. It
It's
that
cool. I mean, the whole thing is cool. And then the Bitcoin Ordinals ecosystem is just like more and more unlocks, the further we get. So
yeah.
that's just an advantage.
And then you're airdropped because you bought into that collection, you're airdropped all of the new collections because they know that those people know how to operate in the ordinals like space. So it's just like a return, like the ROI is just like ridiculous. But yeah, the like with liquidium, you're evading not at taxes, but like you're just creating lots of loopholes where things may or may not be a little bit more simple for you, and you have a reason why you did it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, on the airdrops, everything. It's just, I don't know, what a great time to be in the Bitcoin Ordinals ecosystem. Somebody said explain Ordinals. Witters, you wanna do that before we move on to Quantum Cats?
Sure.
I actually have some alpha on Quantum Cats, but we'll get to that in a minute.
Okay. So ordinals, they are digital artifacts. They're not NFTs. They're digital artifacts because they are directly on chain and they are inscribed onto a Satoshi. So like if I ever say Satoshi, that is a 1/100 millionth of a Bitcoin. And a really big truck just went by, but I'm on my mic, so hopefully you didn't hear that. So within like I guess I shouldn't probably go into like UTXOs, but anyway, the art or whatever is on, whether it's BRC20s, whether it's art, is inscribed directly on that Satoshi as arbitrary data, and you can trade that accordingly because it's Bitcoin.
Heyo, data inscribed on Bitcoin. It's pretty nice. My wife woke up this morning to her photography page on Facebook being taken down for no reason. And so you can't do that on Bitcoin. You can't, there's no entity that's going to take down your data. It's always there. So, one of the many, many cool things about it. Jonathan said, good job. So heck yeah, great job, Witters, as always. I want to move on to Quantum Cats real quick. If you guys don't know, Witters here is a team captain, team dead for Quantum Cats. She's the reason the mint got delayed. Not really, but I'm going to blame her because she's here. Yeah, so it's actually going to be Thursday, not yesterday, not today. I was so nervous about the whole thing, Witters, and then it got pushed back, and I'm still nervous about it. Yeah, so we still have a few days. I want to say I don't know if you're aware of this, but just the whitelist alone went from selling for like $500 a piece to where the whitelist is selling for like upwards of $2,000 a day before the mint. And they were kind of averaging like between like $1,600 and $2,000. So there's apparently a whole business of whitelist flipping that I never knew about because I never really paid attention to it that much. But I was paying attention to this one particularly because it was an expensive mint. So like I figured more and more people would do whitelist, and yeah, it's just been kind of crazy watching that on the Discord action. So what's your feeling on Quantum Cats right now? The delay, the being a team captain. Also, I forgot to share this space myself on Twitter, so I'm about to share it on Twitter. And yeah, if you're watching this, be sure to share as well.
Yeah, go share. So the biggest thing for me is like this is a secondary collection to a primary collection that hasn't even been distributed yet. And the hype and the provenance of Taproot Wizards is huge. And I've said it to Udi, like I was co-host of the space yesterday, and I was like, there's so many evolutions that these cats are going to go through. There's over 50 or over 80 different pre-signed transactions that don't have images yet, which is a huge part of like the tech that goes like behind everything that is within Quantum Cats, just like as the art project. Um, not even like touching on the actual progress of making the cat, the op cat, like come to life and actually be integrated into Bitcoin Core as a soft fork. So like that's huge. And then so like with FAR, uh, with the Sotheby's like first curated sale, the popularity that kind of follows whether Taproot Wizards, whether it's FAR. I mean, personally, I think it's FAR. Sorry, Udi, but FAR is amazing and has just like a crazy like repertoire of different things that he's accomplished, and so like the cap for that Sotheby's was like 40,000. Like that was like the range, like 20 to 40,000 that that Sotheby's thought it would go for. And then it turns out that it's like 254,000. And so the popularity you really can't gauge with something like that, especially when you have such a high sale for just like a one of one of the collection that is about to drop. So I think somebody didn't estimate correctly how many people would try to break the internet, and by just like attacking that mint button, and then there was like different things like just within, because they made their own website, because they wanted to be very fair, and there's like so many different things that could work against them in an environment that was not ideal, and
Yeah,
that's
I mean,
what
I
you
think
had.
Magic Eden takes like 9%, right, of like
Right.
mints. So like
Mhm.
9% off of like the total raise would have been like a pretty significant amount. So I don't fault them for not using Magic Eden.
Yeah.
I'm sure honestly for me it wasn't that inconvenient. Like I was nervous about it the whole day before. I mean, $4,000 is a lot of money, like to me, and to a lot of people. So it's just like you're just the nervousness of it. But at the end of the day, like I kind of showed up late on purpose because like I wasn't gonna like rush in to the like right when it hit that time to go mint. And then I noticed it still wasn't working, but I was like, I was working from home that day, so it was whatever. I know it particularly sucks for people that like stayed up till like 2 or 3 a.m. like trying not to miss it, that are in different time zones, and then they didn't get any sleep, or you took off work and you're trying to minute. So I definitely get that. I feel like it might have killed their vibes, but I'm just gonna. I guess I'll ask you a straight question, Witters. Like, obviously, whatever you're comfortable answering, do you feel like they are? I don't know how to say this. Do you feel like as of right now, like the Quantum Cats mint like represents? I know they're the second gen collection. Do you feel like it still kind of represents the success of Taproot Wizards? Like, would you consider it a loss if I think they're going to mint out, but like hypothetically, like if they didn't mint out or something, like if something went really wrong, do you think that like would be a bad reflection of Taproot Wizards?
I mean, if anything didn't min out, I think that kind of just showcases, maybe the volume isn't there, or whatever. But with this, it's kind of a non-issue, because it would, I don't know, just like the over allocation, the public being the same price as the whitelist, like
Wait, over allocation of what? Sorry.
of just like a whitelist.
Oh, there's an over allocation of whitelist.
Yeah.
I have a chance not to be able to mint. I didn't even know
Um
that.
yeah. So well, okay. This is also hearsay, and I might be spreading misinformation. This did not come from the team. But so like in there's a lot of people that like signed up, whether they were able to fund their wallet was one thing. Now you've added how many days in order to like fund that wallet. And so the people that maybe couldn't have, right after finding out that they're whitelisted, now they can. And we also saw that like 30% of people were actually able to mint. So there's just like, this is such a tricky area that I am not well versed in, and I don't know the ins and outs of different things. But as for not minting out, I don't think that that will be an issue, because there's only like 3,000. And then so like I had asked Udi too. I was like, will these eventually evolve into like wizards? Because we don't even know what they're gonna do.
I was gonna ask you about that because I saw your tweet today.
Yeah, yeah. So I and he didn't answer. He just gave the Udi answer. So as part of like Quest 4, no one has been, announced that they get a wizard, but then the cats have been announced. So
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on. There's only like, I think like 4 people that actually know what's going on. Far said that uh, the total of 4 people have actually seen the art that it will evolve into. So
We got chat in on it. Pedro, which by the way earlier said if you did mint a cat, you can actually see it now which one you got. Pedro said like basically asking if it is ever allocated, like won't they just allow whitelist and to like move the public over to whitelist? I think that's what they should do. And then
I
Big
would
A,
imagine that that's what they would do.
yeah,
If it became like a whitelist versus public, they just won't let it go to public.
I worked so hard for that, Witters. I'm going to be quite sad if after all this stress and time and effort that it just ends up like over allocated. I literally had something like that happen to me recently, and it was a very hard, whatever. But Big A kind of said the same thing. Imagine going through all those quests, landing a whitelist, and missing a mint. New fear unlocked. That's how I feel. I definitely feel a lot more tense about it. But I mean, it is what it is. We'll see how it goes.
And
Yeah,
I could totally be like spreading misinformation. Everything that I am told, they leak, and I think everybody does this to me. They leak things to me that they just want me to go forth and spread. Um,
any
they're just
publicity
like,
is good publicity.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Because I got loose lips.
yeah.
But uh, you know, if it doesn't go to public, I don't think that that's a terrible thing,
No, it's not. Our Ninja Alerts mint didn't really go to public. I don't think anybody hit in public. I think we sold out in whitelist, which is fine. I mean, if you didn't do anything, you don't have a right to be complaining about it, like not getting a chance to mint. Like you didn't try. So like
Exactly.
get over it.
And I think that's the sentiment that is shared by the team. Like they're gonna cater to the people that actually did, all 3 parts.
Yeah. Oh man, yeah. The whole thing is just crazy. I mean, I did see that Thursday is their 1 year anniversary of minting the first Taproot Wizard on Bitcoin. So that's pretty cool. It's like the 1 year anniversary of that. That's really cool. And then yeah, the like whole part of me really feels like the cats are gonna give some type of advantage for wizards. Like there's obviously like what 1,000 something wizards and 3,000 something cats. So it's not like 1-for-1 cat gets you a wizard. Plus, I also just don't think that'd be right for all the people that did all the quests. Basically all those showers, those wizard showers would be for nothing if like cats are your gateway to the wizards. Which I mean, like it is. I don't know. That's like a whole different conversation. But I do think maybe like a future quest could involve the cats to some capacity, or maybe you need reliance on the cats. To be able to get it. They're gonna have to come up with something clever to incorporate it, because now it's kind of a weird situation, because it's kind of like you want to reward the people who bought the cats. I feel like they not deserve something. You kind of know what you're getting, but you're kind of a holder now of the project. Or you also have this like large group of people that's been supporting you since the beginning. Like with like going through quests, giving organic marketing, and like being active on Discord, whatever it is, that did quest 1, 2, 3, and 3 before 4. So it's like, how do you appease both of those crowds? I don't know. What would you do if you were Uni in that?
I would. Oh man. I mean, I would let everybody have everything. I'd
Just
fractionalize
like,
the
oh,
shit out
we're
of it.
gonna triple the supply of Tapper Wizard. You get a
Yeah,
wizard. You get a wizard.
yeah. No, like not triple the supply, just like fractionalize it. But I think because the max mint is 3, I feel, and then if you divide the supply by 3 from cats to wizards, it's kind of a one of one thing. So like that's one speculation as like aspect that like having 3 does something. Then like we don't know, we just don't know what they evolve into. So that's like another speculation thing. Like wizards, it might be like V1 CryptoPunks versus V2, where the cats turn into the wizards and but they're V2 wizards, and then like you have your V1 wizards that was like the first set. um I mean, honestly, that's what I would do, but not
So are
everybody
you
can be me.
completely unrelated? Are you going to keep your cat in that same wallet, that Sparrow wallet, or are you gonna do
No.
X first?
No. I didn't. No, definitely X first. I'm never sending another thing to Ledger Live. That I was panicking like on a different level. It's not like panicking. It's just like anxiety ridden. Like especially for the OMBs. Like I could have cared less about the R6 because I mean they were just given to me. But I've like actually paid money for the
Yeah, for the
OMBs.
OMBs. But those are good though,
Um,
right? The OMBs
yeah,
are
no,
good.
they're great. Like Bless was like, I can't believe you didn't spend the OMB. I'm like, no, I had this shit down at the beginning. And I like knew what I was doing then. I just got too cocky and
Yeah, man. Well, I
myself.
mean, if nothing else, a somewhat expensive lesson.
Yeah.
Because like you taught me, like I knew that was possible, but I didn't really understand like what to look out for, But now that you're saying it, it's basically like, well, I'm saying this amount of sats, so you have to make sure that your ordinal doesn't land on that amount of sats, right?
Right. And so like if you trade them around, that so initially they start out with 10,000, and if you trade them around, that number goes down, and that's like your padding like for your sat. How do I have balloons now?
Party. I have no idea.
This, I mean, whatever. What is it? Is it Restream?
Yeah, it's
It
restream.
loves me. I don't know how to get that to go again. Now I have ADD like really, really bad. So like I don't even know what I was talking about.
You're talking about accidentally sending the RSIC over,
Oh yeah,
like
yeah.
what to look out for. So each, yeah,
Yeah, so just don't send anything where you're gonna need Sparrow. But I think if especially if you have an ordinal that isn't like worth a significant amount of money, like just do it and be familiar with Sparrow. I'd used Sparrow in the past. I mean, we're talking like early April, and I completely like I didn't touch it since. And then just to kind of like it's like a really good way to get like hands-on experience of like what exactly an ordinal is, and just like your UTXO management and like knowing how that actually works. And like in Mempool, you get all of the like arrows and like different things, and you're like, yeah, this is cool, but you don't really know like what it means. And with Sparrow, you can see that like super easily. And it was a learning lesson, an expensive learning lesson, but
yeah. I mean, I know you said, didn't you say you had a friend before Miami do that with their OMB?
yeah. So oh gosh, Hawk spent their OMB out of a wallet. But ZK got it, and they're working out something, I think.
Oh, why would he not just send it back to him if it's the owner of the project? How does ZK get it? Oh, because he probably bought it.
He bought it, yeah.
Oh, okay. Got you. I was about to say, I was like, I don't know. I was thinking like if it just landed in his lap, but that
Oh
makes
God, no. No, he bought it. I think it was like 4.45 or something like that.
okay. Well, that's awesome.
And,
Michael said that you are an ordinal goddess. Pedro
you.
said that all cats with wizard bodies evolve into wizards. People who complete all quests get whitelist for wizard. I hope that's not the case, but I hope that's the case. I completed every quest to date on time. I completed the first 2 quests that a lot of people didn't complete, which was like basically just using lightning network. I just lost my video. I don't know why. Which is basically just like losing. Sorry, winners. Sending over lightning. I don't even remember what the other one was, and then of course the shower one that was like back in like around this time last year. So yeah, that'd be really cool. I don't know why my camera shut out on me, but it is around the end of the show anyway, so it was pretty good timing. Want to say if you missed the beginning of this, Ninja Alerts is hiring. I want to share this one more time just to kind of show the role. We're developing. There's a lot of airdrops, so if you're just tuning in, go back and watch this whole segment of Witters and I talking about all the airdrops that are upcoming, are already going, and all that fun stuff. She, of course, gave us alpha on the wizards. If you got whitelist, you're not getting it. Came straight from Witter's mouth. So best of luck, bozos. And see, I can talk more shit when my face isn't showing. You know.
I know, like it takes the edge
Yeah.
off.
This is why not docs people talk so much. It's just you feel power. No, I'm just kidding.
So much power.
So yeah, we're hiring a game writer or a narrative designer who's familiar with Bitcoin and NFTs. Ninja Alerts, although we're minted out, we are not done building yet. It's one of the many things that we're working on right now. Got a lot of other cool stuff around the corner. Be sure to be following Trevor, Ninja Alerts, and of course, be following our girl Witters, who's amazing. And yeah, Witters. I mean, I know it's going to go well, but and I know it's not your project, but like, I hope that the
I wish it was my project. They law. I would have given so many people whitelist. And man, but no. I think honestly, like I'm not entirely sure why I was chosen to be captain. But Team Dead is always on top, no bottoms, and like why would you want to be alive? I don't even know.
You better get a wizard for this, or at minimum get a wizard whitelist. Or I'm gonna go on strike against. I'm still gonna buy their stuff, but I'm gonna go on strike against Taproot Wizards if you don't, at the bare minimum, either get a get something towards the Taproot Wizards. Like you better.
I mean, it'd be sick, but I don't know. Trolling Udi is equally as fun. Maybe not monetarily, but I can still do it.
Big A said, "Is that a Georgia or Alabama accent?" He's trying to find where you live.
Oh, damn.
I'm just kidding. I know Big A. He's a really cool guy. She's from North New York. What are you talking about? She's from.
I know. I'm from Wisconsin. No, I'm from North Carolina. And so neither. And if
Not even really in
anybody,
the South.
yeah, and the people that like say Roll Tide to me, I'm talking to specifically Sneaky Ninja Pants. Homie don't even know geography, and it's not even. And I've told him so many times, like where, like I'm in North Carolina, and he's still like Roll Tide. So it's cool.
Yeah, you got the Southern accent. And you got guns, so people just assume like Texas or Alabama. They skip over like Louisiana, Mississippi because those 2 states are irrelevant, and you kind of just assume that you're one of those. But North Carolina is awesome.
North Carolina is awesome. I live in the mountains. Not everybody from North Carolina sounds like this, but it's like the mountains, then like the middle doesn't really sound like me. And then when you start getting closer to the coast, is when you get like the more of the country accent. It's a strange thing. We just have like hippies and homesteaders, like where I
Yeah,
live.
that's great. Yeah,
Like
I went to
redneck.
Wake Forest, like where the seminary's at, when I was traveling through North Carolina, and it was a really cool area. I had some good coffee in Durham, and a couple of other places around there. Spent like a week in North Carolina, and it was a really like I would actually like, there's always the like, where would you like to live? I honestly, I think North Carolina, out of all the states I visited, which was most, would be in the top 5.
Jonathan said that he has, or like his dad has a mountain home near Murphy. Really crazy fact. So this is complete like side tangent, but I think his first name was Eric, but his last name I definitely know was Rudolph. Was wanted by the FBI for like a bunch of years. He lived in like the Blue Ridge Mountains and like the deep like woods for so many years, and like the FBI was just like, I can't fucking find him. And he was actually the bomber for the Atlanta Olympics. And so they like tried to find him. What's like even more fucked is, or what's even more messed up is like,
You're gonna get us canceled.
I know, I'm
I'm
sorry.
just kidding again.
So like the people around Murphy would just like would help him and like, put food out, or like and those signs where like you put up the letters and stuff like that. It would say like run Rudolph run, to like show like support for him. Because like us mountain people are weird, man. Like if it's like one of our own, like we're gonna shelter them no matter what they did. And it's just like it's messed up. It just in general, that was such a time. That was
No, I
such a
feel it.
tangent. But he said Murphy, and I was like,
Triggered.
holy shit, like triggered. Yeah.
Big A said that they're from New Orleans. I think I forgot about that. So I'm actually only a couple hours north of New Orleans. I go to New Orleans. It's like almost Mardi Gras time. So like literally everywhere you go right now in Louisiana is like Mardi King cake or like Mardi Gras themed stuff. I have like a Mardi Gras themed coffee at my coffee shop right now. Like Mardi Gras is like a 3-month holiday for us down here. Matter of fact, fun fact, I guess I'll end on around this. Louisiana had a lot of people die of COVID because it came in February of 2020. It was like right around Mardi Gras season. And particularly COVID, like a lot of the deaths came from like obese people. And so basically COVID came, we had Mardi Gras, so we had a bunch of parades, everybody in each other's face, everybody caught COVID and a lot of people died. So it was like a pretty like bad timing for Louisianians. But yeah, that was not good times.
No, I think I think nobody really took it seriously for like a hot minute until like the death toll went up, and we were like, skirt.
Yeah, things got pretty rough. But all that being said, thank you guys for tuning in. Go follow Witters, hashtag Team Dad. If you ever see any Taproot Wizards say anything about anything, just make sure to let them know that Witters deserves a wizard. Follow her, and notifications on. We'll see you guys every single Tuesday at 6:30 Eastern time. Love everybody. Peace out.
See if I can make it.
Is it gonna do it? Is it